Chrissy from Maskey Hair and Spa, and I'm here to talk to you today about the Revlon Professional High Coverage range. This is a fabulous high fashion range which gives 100% coverage on grey hair. Mixing ratio is 1 + 1.5. So I'm just going to put in there 12 grams. And what I usually like to do with all my colours is actually give them a little bit of a stir first with the tint, especially for mixing two colours together. Okay, so that just helps to give it a much more creamier consistency, just by mixing that in there. Now you can use it either with your 20 volt or your 30 volt, depending on how much resistance there is in the hair. So with more your finer textured hair, I prefer to use just 20 volt, or if you're doing sort of level on level. Sometimes I use 30 volt when you're working with that hair type that's really coarse, very resistant, doesn't take colour very well. I also like to use the 30 volt if I'm working with some of the more warmer shades. If you wanted to get a little bit more vibrancy with the colour, it's quite often good to use it with a 30 volt, and you still will get maximum coverage on the grey hair. So with your processing time, anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes. Once again, just depending on the resistancy of the hair. If you're working with hair that's quite coarse and you have a lot of problems with trying to get the colour to hold, I like to go for the full 40 minutes. Again, with more finer textured hair, you only need to do it with 30 minutes. Just on the normal application, always commencing with the back with the high coverage because it's a denser colour. I find also if you're actually placing it, especially when you're working with quite resistant hair, if you're more placing it onto the regrowth rather than painting it on. Love using the high coverage range. It's got such a beautiful array of high fashion colours. Being able to get good coverage on 100% white hair while using a high fashion colour. My favourite colour that I've been using throughout the summertime has been the 812. I find it gives a really beautiful, cool caramel sort of a tone. But now that we've started to go into autumn, I've really been enjoying using the 735 just because you can get that really beautiful, rich, autumny sort of a burnt colour to the hair, which is really nice to be able to get on quite resistant grey hair as a fashion colour.